The following podcast is brought to you by the Johners Podcasting Network, found exclusively at WrestlingWithJohners.com.
Hey everybody, it's DDJ here along with the Hot One, Jay Minacho. And before we get into our show, we got a great show planned for you with some really fun guests, including our first non-human guest. We are going to just talk about what's going to be going on with the show for the next few weeks here. When this drops, I'll be about 24 hours away from getting ready to undergo my second ACL repair surgery in just over 9 months. So I'm leaving the keys to this show to my partner in crime here, the Hot One, Giovanni Tuhati. And Hot One, what do the fans have in store for the next 4 weeks?
Brother, straight debauchery. We're going to get into a little bit of everything. Last time you were gone, we talked about shitting ourselves. Who knows, man? This time we'll get into maybe stories from traveling to wrestling. There's going to be a little bit of wrestling. We're probably going to talk about how we hope you get the certified replacement on that knee. We want to make sure they put on real Brembo brakes in that bitch. But anyways, brother, let's go.
I'll be the resident $6 million man. Oh, by the way, Shootin Shit starts now. I just gotta have a reason to play the beep every once in a while. So,
what is wrong with you?
I start piling on the investment money.
hello everybody, we are here, and we got a very special episode planned for y'all today. We have joining us for the very first time. We have a non-human joining the show. Joining us from friends of the show, the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. We've got down below me, we've got Dave C, the voice, who's also the king of the nerds right now.
That is right.
We have and this is completely out of pity because we wanted to give him a taste of the big time. We've got Nick Carpenter, who is not officially part of this show. And if you want to get the backstory in that, tune into the latest episode of the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast, which is actually should be available once this drops. And to my right, we have Harold the Puppet. Harold, it is an honor.
Well, hello there, DDJ. Hello there, Javon. How you guys doing today? I'm so happy to be here.
Well, we are happy to have you guys here. So before we get into it, I'm going to give you guys the floor, much like you were courteous enough to give me the floor at the beginning of your show this week. So I want to give you guys some time here to talk about the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. So Dave, take it away.
I was just going to give it to Nick because I know he hates public speaking a lot.
Okay, Nick, you take it away.
I want to see what he says.
What about our podcast? Well, Dave already froze. We're 5 seconds into it.
Uh-oh.
But
Nick froze, actually.
We used to be the Micro Brawler Broadcast, right? Wasn't that right what we were?
That's what we used to be. Then we didn't want to get sued.
We eventually transferred over to the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast, which is our Nick, Ryan, our co-host, who's not here, and then Dave.
Yeah,
That's
speaking of which, before we do that, Ryan is the other man behind this great show, and unfortunately, he couldn't be with us tonight because I believe he said it was his wife's birthday. So happy birthday, Mr. Crossley.
Better spouse than the rest of us.
Yes, he is. So, but yeah. So how talk to us about the show? Where can people go to listen to it? How can they support you?
Find us here on YouTube, youtube.com/Dave C the Voice. New episodes drop every Tuesday at 7 a.m. You can find us all over social media, Facebook and Twitter, WNRDB, Instagram, WNRDB. We're on Pro Wrestling Tees, the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. We got sweatshirts, t-shirts, hats, all sorts of great merch. .com/WNRDB, where you get bonus content of the show as well. So including Ryan Crossley's not so successful to get the Iron Man match at WrestleMania 12 overturned. So, but you'll have to
and and we'll be sure to have for those of you who want that info, we'll be sure to put all of their info, their socials, how you can buy their merch and stuff. It'll be in the episode description, both on our YouTube show as well as wherever you get your audio podcast from. But gentlemen, so the purpose of this show is just what the title says. We like to shoot the shit, on the wrestling world and stuff.
DJ, we could do it. I just can't. There's a freaking puppet.
Yeah,
in the
just me, I'm
shooting
a
gallery.
puppet.
Dude, what?
It's amazing. When you're a puppet, you're just fluffy and blue, and sometimes you sing love songs from Boys to Men.
Oh, no.
Oh, I love Boys to
I'll
Men.
make love to you like
Yeah.
you want me to, and I'll hold you tight, baby, all through the night. I also want to just say real quick, sometimes my internet doesn't work so good, and if I freeze, I'm sorry.
Don't feel bad. Giovanni Tuhati's internet isn't the best either. So
That is a lie. I used to be on horrible internet, but then Texas got fiber optics. I upgraded. Have not had issues since.
I pay so much money for good internet, and what do? Xfinity. Oh boy, they just like to treat me bad and treat me like my rapscallion brother, Gerald.
Again,
Ugh.
I guarantee it's your brother's fault.
Don't you dare disrespect Sir Gerald, okay? He's
Gerald is
he's
just
the
a
right
mean puppet
hand
with a
of the
mustache.
royal family. How dare you disrespect grow a mustache and you can't?
I don't need a mustache. I'm enough of a man without it.
That's right.
Although, you know what? If you look at a certain design that drops when this drops, it almost looks like you have a mustache. Am I right, Harold?
Yes.
Look.
That is right. I hired an artist, and he made a really cool design of me. And we're going to do some pre-orders for shirts. And you can DM me at Harold the Puppet on Instagram for the month of March. And then you can order a shirt. There's 3 tiers. 1 shirt and 1 sticker. 1 shirt and 2 stickers. 1 shirt, 2 stickers, and a personalized video of me, Harold the Puppet. I might sing a song, tell a joke, just tell you I love you. Who knows?
and again, we'll have all that information in the episode description. But man, that's a sweet deal. One shirt, 2 stickers, and a personalized video from Harold the Puppet. Sign me up.
I just take an I love you. I think that'll make my night.
I love you.
Damn it, I love you too.
Yeah. See that, Dave? They know how to treat a good friend.
Yeah. And Gerald treats me great. Gerald knows his place, royal family. Okay? You're just jealous because I'm the first and only 4-time king of the nerds. Just saying.
But doesn't that mean you've lost the title 3 times already?
Yes, I've won it 4. So,
It's the
Like,
Flair 16-time thing, man. You have to lose it to win it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
I like to drop the belt and put people over from time to time, but then I get mine back at the big shows.
So, all right. So speaking of big shows, we got a couple of shows coming up here. We got AEW Revolution, which we're going to get into a little bit, and then WrestleMania is we're just about 5 weeks away from that. And one of the hottest rumors going on around the internet right now is that we're going to be seeing one Vince McMahon set foot in the squared circle at WrestleMania to go up against SmackDown commentator Pat McAfee. And it's believed that the story is going to kick off on the Pat McAfee show, which you can check out every day, Monday through Friday from 1, I believe it's noon to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, as well as Sirius XM Channel 82, which is how I listen to it. Vince McMahon is slated to make an appearance on the show on Thursday, and it's supposedly going to lead to a storyline between these two, with including a match at WrestleMania. So what do you guys think? I mean, about this Pat McAfee versus Vince McMahon. Jovan, you're going to be there, so why don't you start us off?
DDJ and fellow wrestling nerds here with us and not with us right now. There's no way in hell that Vincent Kennedy McMahon struts his 80-plus-year-old ass to the stream. He's not going to make it to WrestleMania. He might make it to the show for Pat McAfee, but he's not making it to Mania. This is the old classic fake out. Let's get McAfee some viewers on his show. Vince will probably do the Vince thing, come out with the walk, hit him with a little bit of, you've got no chance in hell of beating me. But then we'll get the fake out and we'll see whatever his name is that Vince likes a lot take his
Austin
place in the
Theory?
match. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, Vince isn't getting in the ropes. He might, well, I won't even say he might even be at ringside, but he blew his quads last time he tried to do something strenuous. So yeah, he's not going to help. He's not going to be there.
Nick, what about you? What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, I pretty much agree. I don't think that Vince has got a match in him. It's probably going to be, maybe he'll do something ringside with Austin Theory, like he said.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they'll bring back my favorite wrestler, Shane McMahon. And
Wow.
the guy. It's just
Nick, what about you? Or not Nick, Dave, what about you?
Wow. First of all, two big differences between me and Nick. One, I have a crown. Two, I have a head full of hair. That being
And three
said,
people
Oh.
like
Double
Nick.
shots fired.
that
Oh,
being
my internet.
said, my thoughts are this. So first of all, I think back to the Pat McAfee Adam Cole match from TakeOver 2 years ago or so, and John Ross Sapp called my tweet one of the worst takes of all time because I said that Pat McAfee got way too much offense in that match, and he's like, "This is to turn Twitter off of the day." I was like, people just kept coming at me left and right. But so as far as the match goes, I think it is, and I'll go back to what I said last year when we were on your show, Dennis, with What Do You Say? And it was how it related to celebrities and like Rob Gronkowski. This isn't a match that is designed for people like us that are going to watch Raw and SmackDown week in the pay-per-view every fourth week in the year. This is for the wrestling fan who watched wrestling in the 90s and the early 2000s, hasn't watched forever, and is going to hear Vince McMahon's wrestling. No, I got to check this out. Same way with Logan Paul. Oh, Logan Paul's wrestling? I follow his YouTube channel. I got to check this out. Those matches aren't designed for us to enjoy. It's designed to bring people who don't watch wrestling in, and it's going to do just that.
Buddy, are you talking about Logan Paul, the feared boxer right now?
No, that's Jake.
Jake Paul. I get him mixed up.
All right,
Although I think we should have Jake Paul versus Bart Gunn at WrestleMania.
I'll take it.
Book that.
I'd rather see that than Vince McMahon versus Pat McAfee.
I think we all would, but
all right, so now the moment we've all been waiting for the first time ever, our very first non-human guest on this show, Harold the Puppet. What are your thoughts on Vince McMahon versus Pat McAfee?
Oh, jeez, oh, jeez, oh, jeez. You know, Vince McMahon is one heck of a businessman. He is swimming in money. But I am so tired of hearing his nonsense left and right and left and right and I do not want to watch Vince McMahon wrestle. I do not want to watch Pat McAfee wrestle. I think Pat is a wonderful commentator. And when he gets on the table and he dances for Shinsuke Nakamura, I love that. But I do not want to see this match. I do not think Vince McMahon is going to wrestle. I think he'll bring out none other than the best surprise of WrestleMania. You know who it could be? I do. It's Walk with Elias. And Elias is going to wrestle against Pat McAfee.
I wouldn't be against that.
I wouldn't be either. We haven't seen Elias in quite a while.
Is he still with the company?
As far as I know, he is.
To WWE 2K22, he's got a new change in gimmick.
Oh, yes. That's
I
right.
was reading somewhere he's in like
the
creative
roster,
purgatory. They
yeah,
said.
and I believe the roster was just released for the game, and I want to say at least a third of the roster of the game are talents that aren't even with the company anymore.
And some of the people in the company, they're not even on the roster.
Of course.
Dewdrop is not in the game. The Bella Twins are not in the game.
I'm not complaining on that.
Harold the Puppet is not in the game.
Now I'm not going to buy it.
Get that creative mode going. It will
With
be
a downloadable character.
There you go.
Got to get that DLC money.
Yeah. So then also too, it was confirmed that Roman versus Brock in like we already, we all knew that is going to main event night too. But it sounds to me like, I don't think it's been made official, but it sounds like for night one, the main event will be Charlotte versus Ronda Rousey. But also in a curious move, they're also putting on Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair on night one as well too. I mean, I personally think it's stupid to put both women's title matches on one night and stuff. So I think if they were going to go with Bianca versus Becky, that should be saved for night 2 and stuff. I mean, do you guys agree, disagree? What are your takes on that?
Let the women wrestle, DDJ. Let the women wrestle.
Oh, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, but have both title matches in one night.
They got to separate it.
They got to separate, and hopefully they are allowed to show a little bit of ankle, unlike we saw at the Elimination Chamber, because there is nothing more attractive than a nice ankle. Queen Charlotte Flair, just saying. But no, I completely agree with that. The same way like a Ronda Rousey match, it is not for us. It is to bring those casual fans in. That would be a main event because Ronda is a main attraction and can wrestle. And then I think you could kick off night 2 with Becky and Bianca.
I like that. Jovan, what about you?
Man, you know what? In this kind of with the way they're wanting to do it, plays into my fear that one of the 2 matches is going to be about 5 to 6 minutes long. And I'll give you a hint which one it won't be. So if they're both on the same night, I've got a bad feeling that Bianca's just going to get that quick finish again to keep that storyline going to Backlash, WrestleMania Backlash. But, if they put them both on the same night, that's what they're going to do. Someone has to lose that time, and they're not going to take it away from Ronda.
I want to say real quick before we let the wrestling nerd guys jump in. I don't think in my opinion, there's no way Bianca Belair does not walk out of WrestleMania either night, whatever night she's on as champion. I think that's my lock, like my guaranteed lock. Take it to the bank, whatever you want to call it. But Becky's dropping the title at Mania. But Dave, what about you?
So I like Javon's take on that, except I think it's the opposite. I think Ronda just grabs Charlotte in an armbar, and it's over, similar to Becky Bianca at SummerSlam, and then Bianca and Becky go 50 in the main event. Because I missed the only thing I saw of Smack was the contract signing. Because give me Cowboy Brock all day of the week, and I'm there for that. But I saw earlier on Raw as we're recording this, they said that Becky and Bianca are definitely on Saturday. So, but we'll see.
Yeah. So, Nick, what about you?
Well, I admittedly don't watch a lot of WWE, so I'm not like super in the loop of it. But I thought that the match everybody wanted to see was going to be Ronda versus Becky. I thought that was like the common sense match to go into. Maybe they figure out a way that the 2 winners fight each other on night 2, maybe, or something. I mean, do they already have all the days filled out for WrestleMania?
No. See, this is why I like the 2-night idea, but I think they shouldn't tell you what's going to be on what night. So this way, like, if you've got the people that are wanting to see Ronda, like, oh yeah, I'm going to buy night 1 and she's on. Oh, she wasn't on. I got to buy night 2. Something like that.
Well, that's kind of one of the things I like about what New Japan does with Wrestle Kingdom. They tell you what to expect on each night and stuff. So I know the WWE's doing it, but it just sounds to me like I don't even think they've got their minds made up on the entire card. And like,
of course,
they don't know what they're doing.
Card subject to change.
Subject to change.
The big difference, though, is people actually want to watch Wrestle Kingdom. It's exciting. Americans wake up at 3:00 in the morning to watch it live. Nobody really cares as much about WrestleMania.
It's true.
There's a lot of fluff, and not the good kind of fluff.
You think people in Japan wake up at 3:00 in the morning to watch WrestleMania?
No, I'm not waking up at any time to watch WrestleMania.
I sure as hell ain't waking up at 3 a.m. to watch WrestleMania.
Yeah, no.
And that's
not worth it.
But
so I'm not waking up at 10 to watch WrestleMania.
So recently I made an acquisition. This cool little book a friend of mine told me about. It's called Wrestling with Pixels. Actually got this on Amazon here. And it basically chronicles the entire history of professional wrestling and video games. And it kind of got me thinking because it kind of took me back on a little bit of a nostalgic trip to my days of owning, the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, the Nintendo 64 and all that. Playing a lot of great wrestling games and stuff. And it got me thinking, and I kind of want to bring this to your guys' attention before we move on to talking about Revolution here. what is your favorite professional wrestling video game of all time? And I'm going to start out with our resident wannabe of the Shootin' Shit show here, Nick here. What was your all-time favorite wrestling video game?
Well, I'm sure everybody's going to go the 64 route. And I grew up on the Nintendo 64, like WCW, NWO Nitro. That was like my jam. And then No Mercy and all. But really, I don't know if anybody of you are familiar with it, but there's like computer games, Extreme Warfare Revenge. It was the old one back in the day. And then now it's like Total Extreme. It's like this guy, I think his name's Adam Ryland. And like Grey Dolph. So it's basically like there's no graphics. It's all text based, but it's like you like create your own. You can like control WWE, AEW, whatever, and you like can hire and fire. You charge all the finances, all the booking, and everything. It's basically like a booking simulator game and stuff. And I still play that thing to this day.
Cool. Dave, what about you?
So this is a hill that I'm going to die on. Everyone's going to say No Mercy for the N64. WrestleMania 2000 is a better game, had a better story mode than No Mercy. I will die on that hill.
No Mercy had ladder matches, though.
Yep.
But you know what? You could.
And it also had where you could brawl backstage too.
It was the original thing in that, but like I remember it was the first of its kind of how custom and creative you could get. It was the first like one that had like real ring entrances. You know, cool. There is no Mercy without WrestleMania 2000 and that 2000 set that they put in the game that just said WrestleMania 2000 in the background. And I remember I ordered WrestleMania 2000. I was sitting there and I was so already know what the entrance looks like, and it's completely different, way better in hindsight. But I was as an 11-year-old like, what is this? This isn't what's in the game.
All right, so Harold, first off, do puppets play video games?
Yeah, I can do just about anything that a human can do, but it takes a little bit of effort. I grew up playing a Nintendo 64, and I really liked playing that NWO WCW game because I always got to pick Eric Bischoff because he did cool kicks. And what? What? Yeah.
Yes.
It is me, Gerald Zipupe. How are you doing? I don't care. Harold. Why you gotta be so mean? I like to play the game on the arcades, the arcade game for wrestling. I don't know what it was called, but I got to be the good guys. I got to be the Undertaker. I got to be Yokozuna. And I got to beat up the Macho Man. I got to beat up Shawn Michaels. Why you got to be such a chump?
Be nice to your brother there, Harold.
I'm always nice to him, David. He's just so mean. I don't like you, Harold. I like King Dave.
I love you, Gerald. I love you.
I love you too, Gerald.
You know, DDJ, we talked on the Wrestling Nerd broadcast, and I realized, you know, I like you. I think you're a nice guy. I hope your surgery goes well. And, you know, maybe I'll send you a French baguette for when you're recovering.
Sweet.
I don't like Gerald at all.
Me neither. He's such a jerk.
All right. So following that up, Hot One, what's your favorite wrestling video game?
I don't know if I can follow up Harold and Gerald over there, the brothers, man. If they just got along, they could be like the damn Hardys, man. I mean, come on.
No, Harold will never be my friend.
Can I hear Michael Hayes? Like the far too old guy wearing like Hot Topic pants.
With the ponytail?
I would absolutely go. I will grow out to get a ponytail going. Dude.
All right.
Anyway, my favorite is not the best of all time. It's not one of the greatest ones. It's just one of the ones that has a special place in my heart, man. I remember as a kid, I had the Super Nintendo for a long ass time, dude. And I mean a long fucking time. I saw the N64 coming. I was still rocking that Super NES like a motherfucker. Still had the Sega, I didn't even have a Sega. I had the Sega Gear, the Game Gear.
Yep, I had one of those.
Yeah, and the only reason I had that is because my dad found it at the airport and gave it to me. So, where I'm going with this, it took me a while when I was a kid to get new systems. So one Christmas, man, I got surprised with the PS2, which blew my mind because, like I said, the shooters out there know my father's a very cheap man. How he got a PS2, I have no idea. But it came with Here Comes the Pain.
Good one.
And it was me and him playing Here Comes the Pain. I put him through so many tables as Brock Lesnar. So that's top one for me, man. Sentimental value, sentimental reasons. Plus, I honestly have no idea how the hell he got the PS2 because, like I said, he was a very cheap person. I expected it not to work, to be honest.
Now, so for me, I'm going to go with, and I like the fact that we all kind of had different answers here. I was actually kind of relieved with that and stuff. So I'm going to go with the obvious one, and that is going to be No Mercy for the Nintendo 64. And a little bit of a funny story behind that. My best friend, who he and I at this point in time had been friends for about, I want to say like 4 or 5 years, is a big time wrestling fan, and that's kind of what started our friendship. As we ran into each other at a WWF show back in I think it was like '97 or something like that, and we carried our conversation, on at work and stuff. But so I went and got WWF No Mercy. I want to say I think I got it at GameStop. And this is like right around when it became GameStop. Before it was like, Electronics Boutique and Babbage's and all that stuff. But I remember calling him to tell him that I got it, and he ended up calling into work. And at the time, I was already working a different job, so I wasn't even the job that he had, which was Toys R Us. He ended up calling into work, basically playing hooky, just so he could come over to the house and play No Mercy with me. And we literally played that like all afternoon into the evening. It was just so much fun. And that 1A, and I'm going to go back to the days of the Super Nintendo. They had, a lot of wrestling games come out then. They had, Super WrestleMania, which was the first one that come out, which, reading my book that I just got, wasn't very well received because basically the guys just did all the same moves. There was nothing that other than the characters themselves that really differentiated anybody. But when WWF Royal Rumble for the Super Nintendo came out, that was kind of like the game changer for me. And a little bit of a story behind this. And if I get a little emotional, please bear with me because this actually involves my mom. We were at the grocery store. I think it was Dominic's back when Dominic's was still around. And if you're in my neck of the woods, Dominic's is a pretty big, grocery store chain. This was when they had a video store, in the front of a small video rental store, and the front, right by where you would exit. So I remember my mom was checking out. I walked over to the video store to look to see what they had. They had movies, they had video games, and I saw they had WWF Royal Rumble. And I told my mom, I was like, Mom, they got, Royal Rumble in and stuff. And we didn't have a membership for this video store. So my mom went in and got a membership just so I could rent that game. So that was just another example of just how selfless a person my mom was. And secondly, it's just like I said, just one of my favorite stories about my mom, and just introduced me to the world. So being in when I got home, I played the game, and just being able to see Mr. Perfect do the perfect plex, or Bret Hart slap on the sharpshooter. And this was 12, 13-year-old me just blown away by how cool this was. So for me, it's No Mercy Nintendo 64, but WWF Royal Rumble for the Super Nintendo a close second.
Can I give a side one on there?
Absolutely, Dave.
First wrestling game I ever had was WWF Superstars on the Game Boy. The original.
I had that one.
Yep. Yeah. I think you had 6 guys. Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, the Mountie, the Undertaker.
I think the Ultimate Warrior.
I think Sid was in that. But I just remember the 8-bit songs of Pomp and Circumstance and I Am a Real American in that. Oh.
Yes.
And we could even go the other direction. And the reason that the WrestleMania 2000 and the No Mercy were such a big deal was because on the Nintendo 64, the WWE, WWF at the time games before that. I can't even remember. It was like Warzone or something. Games were awful. They were
trash.
I had Warzone on Game Boy. My buddy had it on Dreamcast, and the Game Boy version was way better, which just goes to show how bad that game was.
Yeah, it was basically like to do the finishing moves. You had to do almost like pull off a Mortal Kombat fatality or something like that.
I still don't think there's a better wrestling game control wise that's came out since like that No Mercy, WCW, NWO, that engine of
And that's
Not yet.
that's one of the things that I think us video game and wrestling fans are excited about with the new AEW game, because it's basically using that exact same engine. In fact, I believe they even signed the guy that created that engine or worked on that engine is working on this stuff. So it's gonna be pretty exciting time. Speaking of AEW, before we get into Revolution, we may have saw like this past week on Dynamite, we may have seen probably one of the best promos given in the history of AEW. If not, this promo could also possibly be well in the upper echelon of all-time great promos. And it's something that I think there's more to it, and we'll get into this a little bit later. But guys, how about that promo that MJF cut on Dynamite to hype up the match between him and CM Punk coming up this week at Revolution? Harold and Gerald, what were your thoughts on the promo?
Whoa, baby, I love that promo. MJF finally showing a sense of reality and being a good person. No, Harold, you shut your mouth. I think that it is a shame that MJF is becoming the bad guy. He's like the new Razor Ramon. He's not the good guy no more. He's just appeasing the fans that don't even like him. No. He's being honest. He's letting people in to his heart. Finally, did you see his tweet about his mother saying, Maxie, my little Maxie Poo, I'm so proud of you. For the first time in my life, I knew you were a good person. No, his mother is stupid. She's a big dummy, just like you, Harold. Oh, Gerald, I'm going to get you at WrestleMania. You don't even know.
Wow. We just got breaking news here. Harold versus Gerald at WrestleMania?
Yeah.
I think I'm
Which
training. I'm hitting the gym, baby.
We are currently on the Tom Says Highway to Hell.
No, to WrestleMania.
So, Nick, what about you? What did you think of the promo?
I mean, I thought it was good. I mean, the whole time I was waiting for the dastardly other shoe to drop and him to do something. So I'm fully expecting that he's going to do something awful and, trick CM Punk. He's going to convince CM Punk that he's like to feel sorry for him or something, in the MJF way.
King Dave, what about you?
I was like most of us. I was waiting for something dastardly to happen, like similar to the Mark Henry retirement promo, like my baby's, and then John Cena comes out and destroys him in that beautiful salmon jacket. But yeah, that's what I was expecting, especially when Punk came out, but they didn't. So it leaves it open ended, and I'm excited to see where it goes from there.
Hot one.
Ladies and gentlemen, being somebody who has dated a psych major and had to live with a psychologist for a little bit, because you know how times were when you're young and you like somebody, you move in. But anyway, you learn classic tropes of manipulation. That's what MJF was doing. When you are a master manipulator, when you are the consummate narcissist, you're going to make somebody feel bad about themselves to get them on your side. All the while, the only thing you're really doing is digging that doubt for them for you to take control over them. It was a masterclass in not only psychological warfare, but promo work, heel work. It really is. This whole feud is next level heel work that we won't really appreciate until it's all finished.
I don't think I could really add anything to what Giovanni Tuhati just said, because that is exactly, and I think Nick touched on it a little bit as well too. I think there's more to it, and I think that other shoe is going to drop at some point at Revolution, and whether or not, it winds up costing Punk the match, well, that'll be way to be seen and stuff. But so we talked about CM Punk versus MJF in a dog collar match at Revolution, only the second dog collar match in AEW history. First one being, Cody Rhodes here against Mr. Brody Lee in what turned out to be his very last match. R.I.P. Mr. Brody Lee. But this card is looking stacked. I don't believe it's been fully announced, but we've got we got Adam Cole challenging Hangman Adam Page for the AEW Championship. We've got Punk versus MJF in a dog collar match. I believe we've got Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa for the AEW Women's Championship. Was Jade Cargill versus Tay Conti? Is that going to be on Revolution as well?
Yes.
Most likely, I think.
Okay. We've got that. We're going to have the Face of the Revolution ladder match. And right now, so far, we've got announced for the match. We've got Keith Lee, Wardlow, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Orange Cassidy with 2 more spots to be decided tomorrow night on AEW Dynamite, and then Friday night on Rampage, I believe, will be the last 2 qualifiers. Then we have a 6-person Tornado Trios match with Sting, Darby Allin, and the TNT champion Sammy Guevara going up against Matt Hardy, Andrade El Idolo, and Isaiah Cassidy. I believe we also have the three-way tag team title match with the Jurassic Express versus Red Dragon versus a team that will be decided on the Dynamite as
it's
well.
The Young Bucks. It's the Young Bucks. Just say the Young Bucks.
No,
well, that's what I was
just
going to bring up. What you guys thought that other team was going to be, and yeah, I'm with you. I think it's going to be the Young Bucks as well to kind of further the storyline, the tension that's been building between the Young Bucks and Red Dragon. Anybody else have any differing opinions on that, or are we all in agreement?
I heard Harold.
The Young Bucks make so much sense, but I would really like to see Santana and Ortiz get a really good push and maybe become in the title picture. Ugh.
They're not going to beat Jurassic Express, though.
I know. But I just want to see them wrestle more because I like the guy with the big hair. He makes me laugh.
And that's
I do too.
Speaking of Santana and Ortiz, they're going to be kind of caught in the middle of the crossfire with this other match that I think is quietly could be a sleeper match, for match of the night, that being Chris Jericho against Eddie Kingston. Guys, what match are you most excited for? Start out with Dave.
I love a good ladder match, especially with all the beef smashed into this ladder match. You got Powerhouse Hobbs, you got Keith Lee, the most handsome man on the roster, and Wardlow, and then you've got the man who I think is going to win it, in Ricky Starks. I think the Face of the Revolution gets a TNT title shot, right? Or
yes.
They get an 8. So yeah, I think I could see them putting the belt on Ricky Starks, because my problem with AEW is, and I know it's still earlier in the promotion, but they have had so many casino battle royales and ladder matches, and I think Hangman Page was the first person to win a casino match and win the title. Now, because he won the first battle royale and didn't win it, or didn't. Yep. So I think you can only have these stipulations so many times and not have a title change. So that's why I think Ricky Starks would be the logical move to have beat Sammy Guevara down the road.
I like that, actually. And I think erroneously I forgot that Ricky Starks was in the match, and I mentioned Orange Cassidy. I think he's in a qualifying match on Dynamite.
No, Cassidy got in, I think, Friday Rampage, maybe. Yeah, I think he beat Anthony.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah, he beat Bowens.
So there is just one more match then, which I think is going to be tomorrow night and stuff. So, Nick, what about you? Which match are you most excited for?
Obviously the CM Punk MJF match should be good, but like you hinted at, and I thought that it was also a great promo that was kind of overshadowed by the MJF, was the Jericho and Eddie Kingston segment. It was great.
That was really good.
Definitely looking forward to that match. I think it should be good. And has it been confirmed that Moxley and Bryan Danielson are going to fight.
That's right. That's going to be on that too.
That's going to be on that
in order
too.
to team together, they got to bleed together first.
Yep.
So that should be good.
Like you do.
Harold and Gerald, what about you?
Yes. I love the Chris Jericho. I love the Eddie Kingston. I think they're going to have one heck of a match. You know what, Harold? Shut up. They're going to have one hell of a match. Yes, I'm very excited for that. I like the Bryan Danielson in AEW. I do not like the John Moxley. He's annoying. So I want the Daniel Bryanson to win. I have to say, I agree with King Dave. Ricky Starks, he's going to be the shining star of that ladder match, and he's going to win and challenge for the title and win. I just want everybody to have a really good, safe time. But boy, oh boy, that trios tag match, whoever that mystery team is, that is going to be heart-stomping. Well, that's good because I don't even have any organs, so you can't stop my heart, baby. Yeah.
Now,
you have no organs.
Now, Hot One, you're going to be there, correct?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you see me, beer me in section 102 at Revolution. Yes, I will be there live and in person. Dude, I think the match I'm looking most forward to is the Trios Tornado Tag. So I know when I need to take my bathroom break. But other than that,
wow.
Yeah, that's the snoozer for me of the night, dude. That's where I'm gonna go try to get concessions and maybe a shirt. But give me Jericho and Kingston. That the promo work alone, and then Jericho's looking good, man. He had some kind of abs showing up. Who knows? It could be an old school kind of rough and tough Kingston match. I'm down for it. Give me a Kingston Jericho.
See, for me, I think we're all universally excited for Punk versus MJF coming off that promo. So I obviously we'll all chalk that one up. But for me, I'm looking forward to the main event of Adam Cole versus Hangman Adam Page. I think it's going to be a brutal fight. I don't think is there a chance that Hangman's time as AEW champ could be up? There is, but will it happen? Probably not, because I think there's still plenty of time left. Is Adam Cole a future AEW champion? I think that he is down the line, but I think now is not the time. But I fully expect that match is going to deliver all the goods and live up to the hype. And I mean, like you said, the beauty of this event is that there's something there for everybody, every wrestling fan. Those that like the high spots and stuff, if the Bucks end up getting in that tag title 3-way, you got that, some like a good old fashioned brawl or street fight, with Kingston versus Jericho, because we all know that's going to be the case. You want a hard hitting smash mouth match. You got Mox versus Bryan Danielson. And if you want, just a good old fashioned old school match where both guys are probably going to bleed, you got Punk versus MJF in the dog collar match. So, I mean, definitely go on Fight TV, I believe internationally, BR Live, or, your traditional TV pay-per-view provider to order the show. To me, I look at it this way. I'm going to be laid up on the couch for a few days after my knee surgery. So what better way to be laid up on the couch than to watch, a great wrestling show Sunday night. And also, too, in the AEW news front, I believe Tony Khan is supposed to make some sort of huge announcement, or some sort of announcement supposed to be made tomorrow night on Dynamite that only he knows about. I kind of think it's going to be the announcement that he's got some kind of streaming service set up for all the AEW footage, and possibly some other footage, yeah. What was that, Nick?
I said I heard that he bought the Ring of Honor library.
That's what I keep hearing too, that he's bought Ring of Honor.
That's kind of one thing that I think that's one thing Giovanni and I have talked about a little bit on the show as well too, and stuff. And I think that would be great, because that keeps Ring of Honor afloat. And I mean, you could have, guys that have been in Ring of Honor, Punk, Danielson, Cole, O'Reilly, Fish, go back and forth and keep that forbidden door open. And then it gives guys Jonathan Gresham, the Briscoes, whatever, the chance to possibly come over while being part of Ring of Honor and, actually get a chance to sign on the national stage.
Yeah.
Anybody else think anything differently?
Yes. I was thinking about this, and Tony Khan, he has some money, but not as much money as me, Gerald Zipopé. But I think it's Trump for me. I said no, but I do think he bought Ring of Honor, and I think that Cody Rhodes is going to run Ring of Honor. No. I think that Tony Khan's announcement is going to be one heck of a super show with New Japan, GCW, Impact, Ring of Honor. And oh my gosh, could it be some WWE wrestlers? Maybe. I think there's going to be one hell of a super show that's going to happen.
Ooh, interesting. Well, we'll be watching, Wednesday night on TBS to find out. So, Giovanni Tuhati, anything else?
Final thoughts. Let's see, man. If you see me, beer me. That's a great final thought. I'll be at Revolution. I'll be around the area all weekend. There you go, Sam Adams. Coors Light. I'm not a big Coors fan. I do the middle of the night before Coors. But I love you too, buddy. But yeah, I'll be in Orlando hopefully as of Friday. I might catch Rampage. I'm not sure yet. But I'll be there all Saturday toy hunting. So to all you other AEW marks like myself, stay out of the Walmarts or I will hit you. But yeah, that's all I got.
Guys, thanks again for coming on the show. Harold, Gerald, it was an honor. Dave and Nick, thank you so much. Again, talk about how people can access your show, how they can reach you guys, and what do you got coming up in the world of the Wrestling Nerd broadcast?
Well, full blown on the Tom Says Hi way to WrestleMania, which I will not only defend, but successfully defend my crown, Harold in my corner against Harold, Nick, Ryan, and the Wrestling Nerd Rumble winner, Jared Myers, at WrestleMania on both nights, because it's stupendous, they say. I am willing to do it 2 nights back to back. But yeah, you can follow our antics and chicanery and the feud of the century of the brothers, the Pump, on the Wrestling Nerd broadcast, youtube.com/Dave. New episodes every Tuesday at 7 a.m. You can like us on Facebook, facebook.com/WNRDB, Twitter @WNRDB, Instagram, The Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. Join our Patreon, patreon.com/WNRDB, where you get to see early access to episodes and bonus content. And, of course, ProWrestlingTees.com/The Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. NRD. We've got hats, hoodies, T-shirts, and all great stuff. Buy it, because I just had to have my transmission replaced. So please buy T-shirts from us, folks.
Oh, that sucks.
Hit a roadblock on the Tom Says Highway to Mania, folks.
You deserved it.
What?
No, King Dave. We will get you an Escalade to drive you around everywhere. There'll be a hot tub in the back so you can soak and relax.
Well, we'll drive Dennis around. He can soak his knee. And Dennis, we wish you the best of your surgery on tomorrow, I guess, if this airs, or Wednesday, whenever your surgery is in the timeline of this video being shown right now. We wish you the best in your surgery.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. And again, as we talked about at the beginning of the show, Giovanni's going to be taking over the show for a few weeks while I recover, looking at about 4 weeks before I can safely or to my comfort level go up and down the stairs, because as many of you know, I do my show down in my basement and stuff. So it took me about a month before last time when I was able to go up and down the stairs in a manner where I felt safe. And that's how, if I can be back sooner, I will be. But if not, I know the show is in the more than capable hands of the Hot One. And just be on the lookout, because we will be having some special guest co-hosts fill in. So, just stay tuned to see who they are. But, guys, Nick, Dave, Harold, see Gerald's already left. So I'd like to thank you all again for coming on the show. And ladies and gentlemen, this has been Shootin' Shit. forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Follow the show on Twitter at SHOOTINSHT, and thanks for listening.